everyone, it's Elena and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to talk about waking up early because I usually wake up at 5 a.m. and since I posted my morning routine, quite a few people asked about how I actually managed to become an early riser. And truth be told, I wasn't always an early riser. I was actually the person who would hit that snooze button 5 times and just sleep until the last minute that I could possibly stay in bed. But I really changed since my middle school days, and here's how I did it. So the thing about waking up early is that you just need to go to bed earlier, and I know that kind of makes sense, but a lot of us struggle with getting into bed earlier, and I did too because I couldn't really fall asleep even if I went to bed early. So I tried a lot of different things, and I would highly recommend listening to music. I really love the sleep playlist on Spotify, but after a while it just stopped working for me, and then I transitioned to the Calm Sleeping Stories app. And I really love that app. I always fall asleep. The stories are about 30 to 40 minutes long, and you will definitely be asleep by the end of it. You can try it for a week for free, and then you have to pay for it, but I think it's absolutely worth the investment because it allows you to schedule in your sleep, because you know that you will definitely be asleep within 30 minutes, so you can count how many hours of sleep you're going to have until you're going to have to wake up again. So that's why I really love this app. This is not sponsored in any way. I just really genuinely love them and would highly recommend them to anybody who's struggling to fall asleep. Next, when you're training yourself to wake up early, don't wake up early from the start onwards. Just, transition 30 minutes earlier every day, because your body can adjust to that easily. But if you, normally wake up at 9 and then suddenly you wake up at 5 every day, your body is not going to be in that routine for it just yet, and it's just going to be harder for you to transition. So instead, go by 30-minute intervals day by day until you've arrived at the time that you want to get up. And then when you've actually managed to get up early, don't nap. And I know in the first few weeks that's going to be hard because you are going to be tired because your body is not used to it. But if you start napping and you do that regularly, your body gets used to it, and so you're just going to, keep taking these naps. And then you're not going to have the productive time throughout the day, but you wake up for the productive time. So don't allow yourself to nap. You're going to hate yourself for it in the first 1 or 2 weeks, but then you're going to thank yourself. My next rule for consistently waking up early is something that I'm not sure if it applies to everybody, but for me personally, I have this rule that I don't drink caffeine after 4 p.m. because I'm somebody who reacts very strongly to it. And it does make me more productive, but it also makes me very nervous, and it just doesn't allow me to fall asleep, which I guess is kind of the point of it. But for me, I know if I drink it, I really can't fall asleep. And if you know that you are somebody like that, I would highly recommend avoiding caffeine in the afternoon so that you can actually fall asleep and then get up early again. Another thing that's really important when you're training yourself to wake up early every day is to be consistent with it. So you have to do that every day, no exceptions. No, changing your schedule every day because your body won't be able to adjust to it. If you really want to do this, then you have to be consistent. Of course, you can go out every once in a while and then just sleep in. That's absolutely normal and it won't mess up your routine. But if you do that, say 3 times a week, you just don't have an alarm and you sleep until 11, and then on the other days you try to get up at 5, your body will be really confused. So don't do that to it because it's just not going to make you be well rested. So instead, go with consistency. I know it can sometimes suck, but it's also pretty cool actually if you get all of your tasks out of the way when you get up early on the weekend as well, for example. I know for me that's something that's really useful in university. So be consistent so that you can actually stay an early riser, and so that it doesn't just become a fluke where you woke up early for 1 week. And if it is hard for you to get out of bed in the morning, put your alarm on the other side of the room so that you have to get out of bed in order to turn it off. And also really importantly, turn off that snooze button. You don't need it because it's just a temptation for you. But the good thing is when you have your alarm on the other side of the room, you've already gotten out of bed and there's really no point in getting back into it. But if that's still not deterrence enough for you, immediately do your bed so that you are really not tempted to lay back into it and just fall asleep again. Another thing that really helped me is to write down a routine of what I do in the morning. I did that very early on when I wasn't fully used to, waking up early every day yet. So I just wrote down, okay, first you go to the bathroom, you wash your face, you clean your teeth, then you come back here and then, you get dressed, you do your bed, whatever. You can just write that down, like a little step tutorial for your morning self that doesn't really know what to do with itself. And it does help because it gives you something to do, it gives you a purpose in getting up. And something that I found really helpful was to write down 3 things the evening before that I want to get done in the morning. So those were usually things like, I don't know, homework for a specific subject or writing an essay, stuff like that. Because then you have a good reason to get out of bed and you already know what what you're gonna do. So yeah, this is my strategy for learning how to wake up early. I have used this strategy quite a few times because, you know, sometimes over summer break you get out of the habit of waking up early and then you have to teach yourself again that that is a good thing. So that's how I do it, and if you guys want to see my morning routine video, it's linked in the info box below, and you can also find it in the end card, which will show up in a moment. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Have a nice day. Bye!